When we think of today's fashion icons, one name rises again and again: Bella Hadid. She's a woman who has commanded runways in Paris, Milan, New York, and beyond. A woman whose striking features and fearless fashion sense have made her a muse to designers, a subject for artists, and a headline in magazines worldwide. But who is Bella Hadid beyond the flashing lights? Beyond the couture gowns and the perfume bottles, who is the person, the daughter, the sister, the entrepreneur, and the advocate? Her story begins far from the glamorous runways of Europe. It begins in Washington, D.C., and on a ranch in Santa Barbara, where a young girl with big dreams grew up surrounded by horses, family, and the weight of an unusual legacy. This is the story of Ôrəbella Hadid. Her life, her work, her relationships, her struggles, her triumphs, and her transformation into a modern cultural icon. Ôrəbella Hadid was born on October 9, 1996, in Washington, D.C. Her parents, Mohammed Hadid and Yolanda van den Herik, came from very different worlds. Her father, Mohammed, was a Palestinian-American real estate developer who had made a name for himself building luxury mansions in Beverly Hills. His family history traces back to Palestine, with roots connected to Zahir al-Umar, a 18th-century ruler of northern Palestine. Her mother, Yolanda, was a Dutch-born model who became known to the world not only for her modeling career but also later for her role on the hit reality series The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Bella grew up mostly in Santa Barbara, California, alongside her siblings. She has an older sister, Gigi, a younger brother, Anwar, and two older half-sisters, Marielle and Elena. In 2025, Bella's family expanded once more with the arrival of a half-sister, Aiden Nix, making the Hadid family even larger and more complex. Bella's parents divorced when she was still very young. From then on, her life was split between her mother's care and her father's influence, a balance of love, distance, and the expectations that came with being a Hadid. But Bella wasn't immediately drawn to modeling. Her first passion was horses. From the age of 3, she was riding, competing, and developing a dream of becoming an Olympic equestrian. For years, she dedicated herself to that goal. Yet fate had different plans. At 15, Bella was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease, the same illness that also affected her mother Yolanda and her brother Anwar. The disease brought fatigue, brain fog, and a host of symptoms that made continuing her equestrian dreams impossible. It was a devastating loss. But as one door closed, another opened. Bella would soon find herself on a very different path, one that would change her life forever. Modeling was in Bella's blood. With a mother who had worked in the fashion industry and a sister already stepping into the spotlight, the path seemed natural. In 2014, at just 17 years old, Bella signed with IMG Models. Her debut came at New York Fashion Week that September, walking for the Spanish brand Desigual. Her sharp, distinctive features stood out immediately. While Gigi embodied California sunshine, blonde, bright, approachable, Bella represented something darker, moodier, more mysterious. Her early campaigns included work for Flynn Sky and Balmain, but soon she was everywhere: Chanel, Givenchy, Marc Jacobs, Dior, and Versace. She was crowned Model of the Year by Models.com in 2016, and she went on to grace more than 24 international Vogue covers. In 2017, she broke a record by appearing on 5 different Vogue September issues in the same year, a feat no other model had achieved before. By 2023, Bella Hadid was not only one of the most recognizable faces in fashion, but also one of the highest paid, with estimated annual earnings of around $19 million. Her runway walk became her signature: precise, powerful, and unforgettable. Her fashion choices off the runway set trends around the world. She resurrected 90s fashion staples, tiny sunglasses, low-rise jeans, vintage sportswear, and made them chic again. She wasn't just modeling clothing. She was shaping culture. But with fame came scrutiny. The media constantly compared her to her sister Gigi. Every photo shoot, every campaign, every public appearance became an unspoken competition. Bella worked tirelessly to carve out her own identity, not as Gigi's sister, not just as Yolanda's daughter, but as Bella Hadid, in her own right. In the age of Instagram and paparazzi, no detail of Bella's personal life escaped public interest. Her most high-profile relationship was with Canadian singer Ôrəbella, better known as The Weeknd. The two began dating in 2015, and their relationship quickly became a media spectacle. They attended events together, appeared on red carpets, and even worked professionally. Bella appeared in The Weeknd's music video for In the Night. Their romance, however, was turbulent. They broke up and reconciled multiple times between 2015 and 2019, with every split and reunion dissected by the tabloids. Bella kept much of her private life quiet after that, but speculation around her relationships never stopped. In 2023, Bella's life took a turn when she began dating Adán Bañuelos, a celebrated Mexican-American horseman and cutting horse champion. Their shared passion for horses brought Bella closer to her equestrian roots, and the relationship coincided with her move to Texas, a significant lifestyle change from the fast pace of New York and Los Angeles. Through all of this, Bella maintained a level of privacy unusual for a celebrity of her status. Her personal life, while often speculated upon, remained hers to protect, reminding the world that even global icons deserve space to simply be human. Family has always been central to Bella's life. The Hadid siblings, Bella, Gigi, and Anwar, are unique in that all three have achieved success in the modeling industry. Their close bond has been documented on social media, in interviews, and even in campaigns where they've appeared together. But family life wasn't without challenges. Yolanda's public battle with Lyme disease, the pressures of reality TV fame, and the scrutiny of growing up in Beverly Hills shaped Bella's understanding of resilience. Her father, Mohammed, remained a prominent and sometimes controversial figure. But Bella has always spoken with pride about her Palestinian heritage, carrying it into her public advocacy. The comparisons between sisters were perhaps the hardest dynamic. While the world often framed Bella as the edgy brunette to Gigi's all-American blonde, Bella constantly emphasized that there was no rivalry between them. Instead, they supported each other's careers, celebrating successes together. Family for Bella has been both a source of strength and a backdrop of constant public attention. Navigating that balance has been a defining part of her journey. Bella's influence extends far beyond modeling. She has built a personal brand that blends nostalgia, rebellion, and authenticity. She became a street-style icon, known for her ability to make thrifted vintage finds look as high-end as couture gowns. Fashion magazines declared her the most stylish woman of her generation. In 2022, Bella launched Ôrəbella, her fragrance line. The perfumes were oil-based, inspired by her Arab heritage, and blended essential oils in place of alcohol. Bella described the line as deeply personal, an extension of her own identity and cultural story. Within days of its launch, Ôrəbella sold out, proving that Bella's name had power not only on the runway but also in the marketplace. By creating her own brand, Bella transitioned from model to entrepreneur. She was no longer simply representing other designers' visions, she was crafting her own. Behind the glamour, Bella fought battles many couldn't see. Her Lyme disease diagnosis remained a constant challenge, forcing her to balance the demands of international modeling with the unpredictability of chronic illness. She also spoke candidly about mental health, admitting to struggles with anxiety, depression, and body image. Far from tarnishing her image, this honesty made her more relatable. Fans admired her vulnerability and her willingness to show that even global supermodels were human, with insecurities and challenges of their own. Bella's openness turned her into not only a fashion icon but also a voice of resilience for a generation navigating its own struggles. In 2023, Bella surprised many by relocating to Fort Worth, Texas. For a woman synonymous with the glamour of Paris Fashion Week and the parties of New York, the move seemed unexpected. But in Texas, Bella found balance. She embraced equestrian life once again, competing in cutting horse events and even winning her first champion buckle in 2024. Her relationship with Adán Bañuelos and her deepening involvement in the equestrian community marked a new chapter. Away from the paparazzi-lined streets of Manhattan, Bella rediscovered pieces of herself that had long been overshadowed by the modeling world. Bella has never shied away from using her platform for causes she believes in. She has been outspoken in her support for Palestinian rights, often sharing her views despite criticism. She has also celebrated her Muslim upbringing and embraced opportunities to represent her heritage in ways that challenge stereotypes in the fashion world. Her friendship with comedian Ramy Youssef led to a guest role in his Hulu series Ramy, where she had the chance to portray a Muslim character on screen. Together, they pushed for more nuanced representations of Muslim identity in American media. Bella's activism has made her more than just a face of fashion, it has made her a cultural figure whose voice resonates far beyond the runway. Bella Hadid's journey is still unfolding. At 28, she has already conquered the modeling world, launched a successful perfume brand, embraced her equestrian roots, and become a voice for both cultural pride and vulnerability. She is not without struggles, but perhaps that is what makes her story so compelling. She is more than the perfection of airbrushed magazine covers. She is a young woman navigating life under a microscope, trying to balance fame with authenticity. Bella Hadid is more than a model. She's a muse, an entrepreneur, an advocate, a daughter, a sister, and a cultural icon. Her story is not finished. In many ways, it is only beginning.